got our levels fixed and we're recording now. This is episode 196.
96.
4 more to go. We're going to try to ring in the new year with episode 200.
I sound like it's a pretty good plan.
Man, this is, about the first week of November. Shouldn't be too hard to do. Surely we can crank out 4 episodes in 2 months.
Month and a half if you count the holidays. I mean, you know how busy we always are during that.
Yeah, I think that'd be cool if we dropped episode 200 January the 1st, 2024.
I don't see why we can't. I mean, even if we do a little pre-recording of it, of course, you know, all of them's pre-recorded, but
yeah. If you're hearing this, we recorded it. Pre. All right, I hope everybody's still got a few Halloween fumes left in the tank, even though it's November the 8th at the time of the recording. This should come out on the 9th or 10th. I'm going to edit it tomorrow, so maybe I'll get it uploaded tomorrow.
Man, did I tell you how long it took me to edit the last one?
No, I boogied right after that one, and I listened to it on the way home.
I know. I don't know how long it normally takes you to edit, but it took me right about 4.5 straight hours.
4 hours per 1 hour podcast.
Yes.
Wow. What was the problem?
No, really wasn't a problem. There was just a bunch of ums and hus and sniffles and snorts and very long pauses that
pregnant pauses are a problem because we Google stuff and we're sitting there looking stuff up, but we don't think like this is an audio medium. They're just hearing dead silence.
Well, that with us not being together, with us doing it over Zoom,
yeah,
you don't really think of the pregnant pauses while we're looking stuff up and whatnot.
We need to do like Joe Rogan have like a person over to the side looking stuff up for us.
Well, even then, we'd be silent waiting on them to look it up.
No, because they kind of move on the podcast from what they were saying, and then they pull it up and they go back and look at the statistics and, you know, the information he pulled up about it, whether they were wrong or, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's not that hard to edit it out, though, honestly. Just takes a little bit more time.
The main thing I want to do this episode, so this episode is going to be the opposite. We're going to start with the news. So we got a couple things to talk about. One of them I'm really excited about. And then when we come back from our break, we're going to go over, we put our list out there that we wanted everybody to put in order for us for their horror movie villains. And we had a few responses. I don't think we're going to be able to get all of them because what happened was I put out this post and it was a list of the horror movie villains, and I just wanted them to copy paste and number them in order from their favorite to least favorite. But then it started getting shared by different people, which is good, but different people commented and responded to the different shares, and all the comments didn't come back to the original post.
Yeah,
so I think there's some shares out there where people shared it and other people replied to that share. But I don't know of any way to know how to find them all. So the ones we found, we're going to read off.
Yeah.
Including mine. And you're going to do yours from the hip, willy-nilly.
I'm doing mine straight up live, straight off the hip.
That could be good or bad. We'll see.
Yeah, well
I did mine last night.
They don't sound good. I just have you edit it out.
Yeah, that's kind of the way things work around here.
If it don't work right, I'll just do a part 2 and nobody will ever know.
So let's just do the news real quick on this first part, and then we'll get to the other people's lists. We get to hear from our listeners.
You said that you had something big that you're excited about, so go ahead and start out with it.
Huge. I hate to start with the biggest thing first because for me, this is the headliner announcement.
Okay.
There is a film franchise known as Ghostbusters. You've probably heard of them.
I think I've heard of that.
You know, in 2020 something, they released Ghostbusters Afterlife, which was an amazing movie.
2022.
It was awesome, but they've already released a trailer for Ghostbusters Frozen Empire.
And you know what? That was honestly the first thing on my notes.
I just found out today.
I was going to, me too. I was going to ask if you'd seen the trailer yet.
I did watch the trailer, and
I
one
did
thing.
not.
Well, I'm glad I did this time. You know, we talked about trailers last episode. I'm glad I did because it confirmed for me the biggest question, which is everybody from the original cast returning again? And it looks to be like they are.
Yeah, but you know how trailers go, man.
No, Bill Murray was in there, and he was the big. You know, I don't know how big of fans, hardcore fans, people are out there, but behind the scenes, Bill Murray was the big holdout for a third Ghostbusters movie for a long time. Like they want to do a Ghostbusters 3 right after part 2. Well, he hated Ghostbusters 2. And while I agree it was nowhere near as good as Ghostbusters 1, but it had its problems, but
Yeah,
I think the
pretty
problems
good,
with
I thought.
Ghostbusters 2, yeah. I thought the problems with Ghostbusters 2 were minor problems. They wasn't like major issues. It was some tweaks could have been made to make it better. Like maybe some of the casting choices were kind of like, and some of the plot stuff in there was kind of off the wall. But for the most part, it was a good movie. But evidently he just didn't enjoy making it, and he was just going through the motions. And I don't know what all else went on behind the scenes that burned him out on it. But the rumor has it that throughout the years he's been sent several scripts that he threw in the garbage and wouldn't even read. And that's just a rumor. And he said in interviews, and when asked about Ghostbusters, you know, he would praise part 1, kind of shit on part 2, and then make it known he's not interested in a third.
Well, maybe Afterlife was the part 3 that needed to get him back.
I think so, because he went on record saying that when he read the script of Afterlife, you know, and the passing of his name's not Egon in real life.
No,
what is
Harold Ramis?
Yeah. I think that had a lot to do with, you know, him willing to come back and honor his, you know, legacy or whatever. But I think once he saw how good Afterlife was, he was like, okay, I can do some more of this stuff. I guess. I don't know. But either way, he was definitely in the trailer. So, which means at some level he's going to. And there was a little while there, I remember them saying, because Dan Aykroyd, he's always been pushing hard for Ghostbusters 3. And Bill Murray at one point said, only way I'll do it is if you kill me off in the first reel, which that's cinema term for like the first few minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
And then, you know, maybe I could be like a ghost or something. Like he basically like I'll do a cameo of myself or whatever. So anyway, the trailer looked really good, and it looks good, man. And
I'll have to check
it's an interesting storyline what they're going with. I don't know how they're even tying it into the supernatural, really. But the title gives it away. It's called Frozen Empire.
Frozen Empire.
And there's basically a second ice age that's descending upon New York, and they're trying to stop it.
Didn't they already do a movie about that?
They've done several disaster movies where, like you would see the Statue of Liberty like underwater. Like that's always
like the day after tomorrow or something.
Yeah, there was like a movie. It was like the year 2012 when everything was supposed to like go sideways, and they made a movie.
That was more earthquakes. Day after tomorrow was about that. Basically, overnight ice age that happened.
Yeah. I don't know how that works, but I think it takes a little longer than that.
Yeah, I don't know. It's been a while since we've had one. So
it's your turn. Go with your next.
Well, I'll just go with my next. Jack Reacher is coming out with the new series on December 15th.
Yeah, I saw that. There's a season 2. If it's as good as the first season, I'm in.
Me too. That first season, man, it really blew me away.
Kevin Smith describes Reacher as Batman without the suit, and like he cusses and stuff. He's like a real life vigilante.
I tell you what, he's a big old boy.
Oh, and they don't let you forget it in the show either. They talk about that a lot.
Well, if you want to talk trailers, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
Yes.
Just put a trailer out.
Oh, it's a trailer. I do. I listened to Kevin Smith's podcast, and I listened to it today, and they were talking about that, and they were talking about how much money it costs to make those movies, but they make a lot of money, so I guess they're just going to keep making
Of money. Yeah,
because all of those apes are 100%. Well, maybe not 100%, but mostly all CGI.
Yeah, yeah. Especially what was his name in the last one? Caesar, or
I thought the last one was the first one without him.
it might have been. I might not have even seen the last one, to be honest. I remember the second one. So if there's been
funny, we watch so many movies nowadays that we watch movies we really like and can't remember them.
Yeah. Well, they space them out so far apart.
Yeah, that's another thing. It's almost like you need to rewatch all of them when there's a new one.
And when what new one does come out, there's so much other stuff. You're like, oh, I need to put a pin in that, watch it later. And you just kind of forget about it.
Hey, I'll watch it with you. It was good.
Okay.
But I'm trying to remember if Caesar was even in that one. Yeah,
like I said, I think I'm thinking about the second one.
Because they've followed that storyline. Wasn't Mark Wahlberg? No, that was a whole different Planet of the Apes movie. That was the one they tried to do that.
That was like the remake of the original or something.
Yeah. That was separate from all these, though, I think.
I honestly don't remember. But look, when I was going through bunches of news, man, there's not a whole lot out, but every website I checked out is talking about the new Highlander reboot with Henry Cavill.
Oh, so is that confirmed that it's going to be Henry Cavill? Because that was rumored last time we spoke.
It's confirmed. Well, last time I was going to bring it up, but we kind of ran out of time. And so here's kind of old news, but everything I pulled up today, one of the stories was about it.
Hey, I'm glad.
And
we know the guy knows how to swing a sword.
Oh yeah. Well, this guy, the director, Chad Stahelski. I'm butchering his name. I know I am. He is like a huge Highlander fan of the whole franchise.
There you go.
So he swears up and down he's going to do this reboot justice, and it's not going to be just a reboot. He wants it to be more about the history of the Highlanders, and he wants it to feel more like a prequel.
And don't try to explain them. You remember that movie where they tried to say they were?
Yeah.
I can't remember if they were aliens or angels or something, but I'm like, don't explain stuff. It is what it is.
A good movie.
They're immortals. They compete. There can be only one in the end. The Queen song, I hope it stays.
That is actually in one of the stories that they're keeping the song, but they're going to use it in a different way. So I don't think it's going to be the title song or soundtrack song.
They don't do soundtracks anymore.
No, but it's going to be in the movie in a different light this time. So, I mean, that's kind of exciting.
Imagine like 10, 15, 20 years from now when we're trying to explain soundtracks to kids. They're not even going to understand. Like, what do you mean? Like the movies still have music in them. Like, no, but you don't understand. Like a CD would come out of the movie, but it was the movie's music.
Well,
we still got internet and can listen to it. I'm like, no, you don't understand. Like it was on a tape or a CD, and it was the songs they used in the movie, and they're not even going to really get it. They're going to be like, I don't get what you're saying because we've got internet. We can listen to those songs if we want to. I'm like, well, just trust me. Soundtracks were cool.
Yeah, because the song they played would remind you a certain part of the movie.
Yes.
A fight scene or something dramatic.
And think of all the bands we discovered thanks to soundtracks because it was a badass movie. We remember hearing badass songs. So we'd go buy the soundtrack and we would discover like 4 or 5 more bands that were on there that we're not familiar with. That's how I found Kill Switch Engage was, I think, Freddy versus Jason soundtrack, or one of them, one of the horror movies that had him on it. I was like, this band is dope. Let me go check them out.
Oh yeah.
Let me go to the
Man, I can tell
compact
you
disc
how many-
store and purchase their music. That's right, kids. We put down money for music back then.
And they put music in our hand.
Yep, in our hands, not just in our ears. In our hands and in our hearts. So, unfortunately, the other news topics I have are not great news.
Well, come up with something you got, and I've got a few more things I can talk about.
One thing is, evidently, all the heads of Marvel have gotten together because they've released a few shows like Marvels, I think Loki 2, Doctor Strange 2, Ant-Man, Quantumania. There's been some movies and some shows that have come out that did not perform well to their expectations. And which I actually finally watched a big chunk of Quantumania the other day, like the first half.
I still hadn't got to watch it.
And it's not bad. Of course, I just like Paul Rudd. Like, he's a good actor. I hope he doesn't come out with a scandal or something and get canceled.
I mean, even if he does, it still ain't gonna change him as an actor. Just gonna mean he's not quite as good a person.
He's not as charming as we thought.
Yeah.
No, evidently these because these shows have underperformed, and I guess maybe the writer's strike played into this decision, but they're tossing around this term that I've heard before called superhero fatigue. And they think that the entertainment industry is suffering from superhero fatigue. Like, basically there's been too much of it. And which I couldn't disagree. I gotta agree a little bit. I mean, I think it's been great that we've been flooded with awesome movies that we told you so. Or, like when we were reading comics, like, this should be a movie. 25 years later, finally, see, I told you. Anyway, they say that there's basically going to be less of Marvel stuff happening. They're going to cut back on the shows, and they mentioned the She-Hulk, how much money it was, like something like 25 million an episode or something crazy like that.
All that CGI,
CGI, and everybody complained about it and said the CGI wasn't good and the show didn't do all that well. And they've had several shows that were kind of like,
borderline. Yeah.
So if you're a huge fan of Marvel stuff, I mean, they're still making Marvel movies, and they're always going to make Marvel movies, but they're just going to cut back a little bit.
Well, I think the Marvel
may not be terrible. I mean, sometimes less is more.
Yeah, I think the Marvels is the last movie they're going to come out with for a couple of years.
I thought that was a show.
No, the Marvels is a movie. It's in theaters.
Are we sure about that? Let me look that up and make sure. I thought they said it was a show. See, that goes to tell you, like, I don't even know. The fact that I don't even know.
Well, it keeps popping up on all of everything
right.
I've searched.
2023 movie.
Yeah. But I think they're saying that's going to be the last movie for a little bit. But on the upside,
they're still making Deadpool 3 right now. We know that's happening.
Yeah. But I think on the upside of this, maybe it'll give them more time to write a better superhero movie without flooding just everybody in it.
Yeah, and that's part of what made Marvel so successful. They built this franchise with the Avengers off of Iron Man, which at the time wasn't even that big of a character in the comics.
No, he was like a C rank at
like
best.
They didn't start out with like an A-list, but now Iron Man is, A-list because of he started it all, or they started it all with Iron Man and built the Avengers on top of that. And it was just all killer, no filler. But now it's more like a lot of killer and some filler. You know what I mean?
Well, they're stretched so thin.
Yeah.
And they're just basically making up storylines
But
instead
like,
of
oh, this
going.
is working. People like
You'd
this.
already
Just put
got
it all
going.
out there. Make every movie about every Marvel character all at once. And
So
some of them are
that's where
just
you get
tanking.
that's where you're getting your hero fatigue right there. There's too many options to go out and watch something. So
All right, what do you got next on the news?
I don't know if you've ever sat down. I know you like The Boys,
Yeah,
which, that's coming out next year. But they did that spinoff called Gen V,
yeah.
and it's a series.
I've heard
just
it's
like
really
that.
good. I've been
It
told.
is really good.
I've been told I need to watch it, and it's really good.
Yeah, you do. It's not as good as The Boys when it starts out, but I have high hopes in season 2, which has already been renewed for season 2.
One big thing is in the headlines, in the news right now is that Perry guy from Friends passed away.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. Was it Matthew Perry?
Matthew Perry, yeah. I've definitely have seen Friends like at several episodes, but like usually like when other people were watching, I never did really jump on that train. But I had an epiphany today when I was thinking about it. You know, the Joey character, he was the one that was a struggling actor, right?
Yeah.
And he would like get small parts here and there in commercials, and he never really like. I don't think in the show he ever really made it big as an actor. And I started,
Not really.
and I got to thinking, I wonder if that's inspired or influenced the character Penny from Big Bang Theory, because she was kind of like the funny one, like he was, struggling actress. She never really made it big. She made that gorilla movie, and she did like a hemorrhoid commercial, and she never really took off as an actress. And I'm like, they're very similar characters.
Never would have put 2 and 2 together on that.
Which I've watched Big Bang Theory all the way through so many times. I could go to like Big Bang Theory trivia night and just clean house, I think. Because that was our go to sleep to show. And it was one of those that like, it's not like Netflix where you hit play and they're like, "Are you still there?" No, man, they'll just start at season 1, episode 1. And if you don't touch it, it's going to go all the way to the finale. Oh, that was season like 22. Like it'll play
morning and you don't know where you're at.
Oh yeah, you'll go to work and come home, and they're on like their 2 seasons. Yeah. But another thing I was telling her, like I went down the mental rabbit hole thinking about that. I like how, like I'm glad that they made those characters relatable in that, like Penny never made it famous as an actress, but they like everybody had their happily ever after. But it wasn't necessarily what she wanted. And I'm like, well, that's cool because that's more like real life. We always have dreams and aspirations of being a famous this or that. And it's really not in the cards for most people. But, you find happiness
Friends was
elsewhere.
kind of the same way.
I don't know how Friends.
Bit I watched of it.
I didn't watch none of the. I don't even know how many seasons was it.
I do. Don't get me to lying to you.
It was a bunch.
I only watched. I probably only watched like a handful of episodes, and it was just because somebody else was watching.
Alicia's in here. How did Friends end? Was it a whole big ordeal? She don't remember either, but she was a Friends person. Honestly, with Big Bang Theory, though, I was kind of late to the party.
I started season 1 shortly after it come out, but it wasn't because it's something that I started watching. My roommate at the time started watching it, and I just, immediately come home, sit down on the couch, and whatever was on, we'd watch. But I didn't watch it like y'all did. Matter of fact, I still haven't. I've only seen just a couple seasons.
Every single episode's on Max right now.
I've got so much other stuff that I'm trying to catch up and watch that.
Oh, that brings me to another piece of news that I didn't have. I don't know why this triggered my memory. I didn't even have it in my notes. We've mentioned Terrifier 3 coming out, but I found out today it's gonna be Christmas themed. Like it takes place in Christmas. I was wondering why they're putting it out so soon after part 2, because the gap between Terrifier 1 and 2 was several years. The gap between 2 and 3 is like just several months.
And what's funny is the director or the producer who's doing it said it's going to be so controversial that he's making it himself, and he's not even putting it out through a major film studio.
Well, these are independent films anyway.
No, but the last one was actually put out through a major film studio.
I know part 1 wasn't. I don't know about part 2. I haven't seen it yet. I need to hurry up and watch it though, because if it's Christmas themed and we got Christmas cut, I've always said Christmas didn't have enough horror movies.
Part 3 is going to be distributed by Cinedegem Corp, which I know I'm saying that wrong.
Yep.
Cinedigm.
My last piece of news is that Richard Mole, he was the guy.
Richard Mole.
He was the guy that played the bald guy in Night Court. I used to watch Night Court with my mom, and he was in House. He was in a bunch of stuff, but probably the most relative to the podcast was he was the voice of Two-Face and Batman the animated series.
I did not know that.
Yeah, he voiced Two-Face, Harvey Dent.
Richard Mole, man, he was a great actor.
That's like my favorite rendition of Two-Face, because he was more of a tragic figure. Like, I love Tommy Lee Jones, but his Two-Face was just too silly and bizarre and crazy. Like,
well, everybody in that movie was just over the top.
Over the top,
silly,
yeah. Which the story of Two-Face is a sad story. It's kind of like a tragic, like you feel sorry for him kind of thing, and he brought a lot to that character with his voice acting. The tragedy of the Two-Face's story.
Goodbye, Grace.
Yeah, I didn't know he was the voice of him. That's it's kind of sad now. Sadder now.
1943 to 2023. He died October 26th.
Yeah, I seen all in the news where he had passed away.
He was in Scary Movie 2. He was in The Headless Horseman. But that's all I've got as far as news.
I've got like 3 more things. There's a trailer out right now called RoboCop versus ED-209.
Nice.
I don't know if it's a movie. I don't know if it's part of a video game that's coming out or what it is.
Maybe an animated thing.
Well, it looks a little bit animated, but it looks really good.
Let me see what it's only. I guess this is a trailer.
That's what I was thinking. It was a trailer, but I wasn't sure if it was a video game or if it was a animated movie coming out.
This looks like one of those fan-made cuts of a video game. I don't know. We'll have to follow up on that and figure out what's going on. But it looks like cutscenes from a video game. Yeah,
it's a cinematic battle, but it's from 2023. It's 4K Ultra HD, it says.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. It's cuts from a game.
Okay. Well, yeah, you know what? I guess if I'd read the bottom of the screen, it is from Game Clips. So,
yeah, a lot of fans get because there's so many good cutscenes nowadays that are most of the time better than the game itself, and they'll put a bunch of it together to kind of like make a little storyline out of it.
It's really good.
We're at the 10-minute warning on our time limit before the break. And I wanted to announce something, another big announcement that you don't even know about. I'm springing this on you.
Uh-oh.
We were short on time. We're gonna do a very small, very quick, probably 5-10 minutes tops at first. We're gonna do something for our Patreons. We're gonna do a show recap after this is over. So if you head on over to Patreon right after you listen to this, if you want some more of this show, you'll get a little bit more on Patreon at just the dollar level. And I know $1 is, a lot of money, but I guarantee you I've spent dollars on stuff way less interesting, believe it or not, than this podcast. But it's going to start out at the dollar level. It probably won't stay that way. But I'm going to say for the rest of 2023, we're going to start doing these show recaps, and it'll give like a sneak peek into like what we're going to try to do next episode and that sort of thing. Just a small little after show. And I'm going to say for the rest of 2023, if you get in on the action now, it's only going to cost you $1. That'll probably change next year because if we keep doing it for $1, it may, who knows if it'll even be worth it. So we're doing this for $1. But yeah, I'm trying to get people more interested in our Patreon, and I think that'd be a fun thing to do. Just do a quick show recap, maybe give some insight on what we're going to do next episode, and maybe elaborate on some topics we talked about even more and stuff like that.
Do we even know what we're doing on our next episode yet? I thought we figured that out.
Well, if you head over to Patreon after this episode, you'll find out.
Oh, okay.
Well, I loved watching Walking Dead every Sunday night, and then The Talking Dead would come on afterwards. I always thought that was just really cool because the show would kind of leave you wanting more sometimes, and that way you'd kind of get a little bit more.
Oh, yeah.
And I like behind the scenes stuff. I like insights. I'm a sucker for crap like that.
Well, I've got one more thing to talk about.
All right, shoot.
And apparently this has been out for a while, but I didn't know about it. It's a Doctor Who spinoff, and I'm not talking about Torchwood. It's called Tales of the TARDIS.
Yeah, that's
is that the audio adventure?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
The audio stuff is really big over in England. They do a lot of those, and they bring back, like a long time ago, they even brought Tom Baker back for one. They had David Tennant. Like they get the old doctors to come back for like an audio episode, and some of them are really good. But they do a lot of that.
I've never checked it out. I've heard some of the audio stuff, but I've never really.
Yeah, over in England, man, they're all about that. They're all about some Doctor Who. They want every bit of it. They want all of it.
Well, now that I know about this, I'm fixing to download BBC iPlayer, where all of them's available. And there's even a story that explains how everything's possible. So that's to me, that's going to be really interesting. And I'll update all the Whovians out there if it's worth it or not.
I love how we always sneak in just a little bit of Doctor Who every episode.
I got to make that one person who emailed us happy.
Yeah. That one fan that emailed us and they want
one
more.
Fan.
Was that you? Did you do that?
No,
I didn't think
it was not me.
It didn't look like I can't remember if it was a voice, Google Voice.
You said it was an email.
Yeah, I didn't recognize the person that sent it. I don't know who it was. It may have been because if somebody sends a Google Voice, it'll send me a transcription as an email. It may have been somebody. I think somebody might have called, and I didn't recognize the number.
Okay, yeah, no, it was not me. I promise.
I thought maybe you grabbed your sister's phone or something. So like, just making some Doctor Who love there.
No, that's a good idea though.
I just planted the seed, didn't I? Hey, we won't interact.
Let me
go ahead.
I'm gonna go ahead and pull up Facebook, even though we've only got a few minutes.
Yeah, let's tell them. Well, we already told them what we're doing. When we take our break, we're gonna come back and read off our lists. And you want me and you to do ours first, or we'll do ours last, or
it does not matter. I'll if you want to go first, then I'll come out next on it. Then we can go through and read.
I'll tell you what, since you're shooting from the hip, let's see what everybody else has to say because that might change your mind on some stuff.
It might,
and then we'll do yours.
Okay, that'll work.
All right. Anything else before we take a quick break?
No, I think I'm
4
just
minutes and
prepping for
16
this.
seconds to bare your soul.
Well, we
And
got a
don't
whole
forget-
40 minutes after this.
Don't forget, when I stop this, I've got to convert the files.
Yeah,
So for them, it'll be almost instant, but for me and you, it'll be a good 10, 15 minutes.
that's fine.
So smoke them if you got them.
All righty.
All righty.
Hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. That was actually pretty quick on the conversion time on that one.
It was. I was kind of surprised.
I'm really going to get proactive about rebuilding this computer right after Christmas. I've got most of the parts to do it now, honestly, but I'm not just going to spend any more unnecessary money on it right before Christmas. But afterwards, I'm going to blow a shitload of money on the podcast.
Podcast, D&D.
Of course, the things that are important in life.
Yeah.
And, I'd be remiss if I didn't tell you this. No, this is good news. Everybody knows we recorded Killjoy, recorded a new album, and it's been done a long time. Of course, because of the unfortunate, untimely passing of Shane, we haven't done a lot with it, but all of his parts were recorded months before. He might have been the first one done with all his
I think
parts.
he was the first one, yeah.
Yeah. And we've kind of just been sitting on it, waiting for the right time, and there's been movement in that department today. And some good movement.
Movement's always good.
Well, I'll put it to you this way, because I don't want to say more than and it not wind up being true. You know what I mean? Right now, we're trying to figure out a release date, because it's possible we could put it out before Christmas. And I'm like,
So
are people really going to buy Killjoy CDs for stocking stuffers? I mean, they would make good ones.
I mean, I would, but
people also notoriously don't spend a lot of money around Christmas time because they're saving money for Christmas presents, like me. Even though I did kind of drunk buy a Jason Funko Pop on eBay the other day. Like, it came in the mail and I was like, what is this? And I was like, oh yeah. What I did is I sent an offer. And on eBay, it used to be you sent an offer and they would decline it. But now the way they do it is you put your payment information in when you send the offer, and eBay's like, look, if you accept this offer, you're getting this money. So it's making buyers a little less reluctant to accept offers, because they're like, well, this is guaranteed money. If I accept this guy, this is not what I wanted more for this. But if I say accept, I'm getting that money. And so people are accepting offers more now, which is great for the consumer. But I made an offer.
Unless it's a drunk purchase.
Well, I know me, and I know how frugal I am. I probably lowballed the hell out of him. And that's why I'm surprised it showed up in the mail. But yeah, that's it for me. Like, no more frivolous spending until. But anyway, I'm like, people really don't spend a lot of money around Christmas time. So do we need to wait and release it at the beginning of 2024? Or do we need to go ahead and try to get it out? And we'd be a little rushed because there's a lot, and the music's done. The music's been done. We could have released this thing 6 months ago, honestly.
So what would be the rush part?
There's a lot involved with when you hold a physical CD in your hand, somebody designed every bit of that. And there has been artwork that we'll talk about later that's been submitted, and it looks great, and we're all happy with. I think I showed it to you. I know I did.
Yeah. Whether or not we're sober, that's a different.
Yeah. You'll see it. But there's a lot to it, like to set it up on disc makers, to get it ready for digital distribution, to do all the legal bullshit. Even though nobody makes money anymore, I don't know why we have to do all that. But just in case somebody does make money off of it, everything has to be legal. And
oh yeah,
it's a whole It's not easy to release an album. That's why when I tell people, you have no idea how much you're supporting a local band if you buy their CD. Even if you buy the CD and throw it in the garbage because you want to listen to it on Spotify or whatever, like, there's a lot of work behind the scenes that has to take place and money. It's not cheap to release an album.
I do remember that part.
Yeah. But luckily, we haven't spent any money in a long time, so we've got enough finances available. We're not going to do a crowd-funded thing. All we do is just ask that you support the band by purchasing the album. You know.
Well, I got a pretty good idea.
Go ahead.
We can, for our 200th episode, we can put a little bit of Killjoy in it. And then maybe for the Patreon, we can do a complete listen along. And then do the actual CD release party after that. But, you know, our loving patrons can kind of get the full pre-release.
Yeah, something like that might be cool. Even though there are crossover listeners and fans, there's also a big divide too. Like there's a lot of people listen to Killjoy that don't listen to the podcast. And there's a lot of people listen to podcasts that don't give a rip about Killjoy. And that's fine. I mean, it's two different worlds. I mean, it's just two totally different. Even though, especially on the front end, we included music a lot in the podcast because we're musicians and that's what we do and that's what we are.
That's what I was going to say at the beginning of us.
Yeah, the two things are very different from one another. So I don't expect every Killjoy listener to be a fan of the show and every fan of the show be a listener of Killjoy.
But I don't think we would lose all of our listeners by going one episode out of the what's normal now.
Yeah, especially on Patreon.
So that's an idea. We can kick that around a little bit.
So anyway, let's get on to these lists, man. I'm excited about this. I always like interaction from our listeners. And hey, if we missed one of y'all because it got typed out on a share that we don't know about, I apologize. Let us know.
Well, if that happened, just email it to us.
Email it to us, popculture, 4real@gmail.com. The phone number, that's just a voicemail line. Nobody's going to answer it. That you can text or call is 662-767-4487. So
that long pregnant balls again.
So I don't think we need a drum roll or a huge shocker to know who my number one is. I think I've talked about Jason Voorhees to know that everybody if you've listened to more than like 2 episodes or any episodes of this podcast, you probably know my number one is going to be Jason. Love me some.
So are you just going to go ahead and read your top one, or you want me to? You're just going to do everybody's top
I'm just going to go through my whole list, and then we'll do the next one, and then we'll end with yours.
Okay.
And I hate to bombard this with disclaimers, but understand that like even if you're the last on this list, doesn't mean I don't like you. I love everything on this list. It was like
you did make the list, so
me and Sean had this thing one time where, and we weren't even doing it for the podcast. We were ranking all of our Metallica albums. We may have put it on the podcast, but I remember him saying, he was like, I'm surprised you put this one so low. I'm like, well, the thing is, I love all these albums. I can't put them all at number one, you know? So even if you made it to my number 12 or 13, doesn't mean I don't like you. I just, and here's another thing that I did. When I was putting this list together, I wasn't really putting it together in the mind frame of 47-year-old nasty now and now Mark Klingon. I was like doing it like from the vantage point of young Mark Klingon, because those movies hit me differently back then, and that's why I still love them now. It's because with me, with slasher films, a lot of it's nostalgia. It scared me back then. It don't scare me now, but well, except for The Exorcist. I really just it's a lot of nostalgia. So I try to make this list from that vantage point of what would, like, I don't know, 15-year-old Mark, 14-year-old Mark put on as his number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. So anyway, I had to put Michael Myers at number 2. Much like the Friday the 13th and all these franchises, really, there's been some fatigue and some hit or miss things here and there, but Michael Myers kind of started it all. I mean, Sean Cunningham told Victor Miller when Halloween took off, the movie, he told him to write him a movie like that which Friday the 13th wound up being nothing like Halloween. But I don't think you would have a Friday the 13th. It's basically not the way it exists now if you didn't have Halloween. And you just can't beat that first movie, man. Like, classic. And it holds up. I usually watch every Halloween season. I watch Halloween 1, and it kills. Number 3 is your buddy, your man, Freddy.
Oh, Fred.
And I got to be honest, I don't know that he could be this high up on the list if it wasn't for parts 1 and 3. That out of that whole franchise, part 1 and 3, Dream Warriors was 3, right?
Yeah, I think so.
You know what I wish they would do for the next Nightmare movie? Just do a sequel to part 3. Like they've been, they've been doing that in other franchises. These new Halloween movies were direct sequels to part 1, and they just ignored all the other Halloween movies like they never happened. You could just do a Dream Warriors 2. Man, just call it that. Like, that movie was so good. Like, I could do a whole podcast on why that movie's so good. And part 1
was a good movie.
Part 1, again, as a kid, I'm like, holy shit. A movie about nightmares you can die in? That's scary as a kid. Because nightmares nightmares are scary enough already. But now there's a guy that can kill you while you're there. Leatherface is number 4. I remember, again, I was a kid. I snuck over to Western Auto and rented a copy of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. My parents were away because I would have been forbidden to watch that. And you had to open the scene where the guy's doing like the narration of the news clippings. Well, we didn't have internet in like 1989 or whatever the hell. Like, I thought that shit was real, dude. I was like, that shit really happened.
Based on true events or whatever it started out with.
Oh, yeah. And they were talking about like one of the guys got the gas chamber. I'll actually, you know what? Hopefully we won't get flagged or kicked off the universe or the internet. I'll put a clip of that. I'll put a clip of that somewhere in the podcast. I may drop it in right here.
All right.
The film which you are about to see is an account of the tragedy which befell a group of 5 youths, in particular Sally Hardesty and her invalid brother Franklin. It is all the more tragic in that they were young. But had they lived very, very long lives, they could not have expected, nor would they have wished to see as much of the mad and macabre as they were to see that day. For them, an idyllic summer afternoon drive became a nightmare. The events of that day were to lead to the discovery of one of the most bizarre crimes in the annals of American history, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
But man, when I heard that, I was like, whoa. So to me, that whole movie was like, whoa. Had my Bill and Ted moment. Number 5 was Pumpkinhead.
I do remember you going through a big Pumpkinhead.
I love
it. We watched all the movies.
And some of those sequels are tough to watch. Pumpkinhead 2 was going in a good direction. But they just, I don't know if they didn't have the budget or... They
is that the one with the horrible CGI?
No, that was the one that had
with that part
Ari Mahaloff in it with Leanna Quigley. Why can I say her name right? Leanna Quigley, right?
Yeah, Leanna Quigley.
Yeah, I was trying to say Luanna for some reason. Yeah, it had some good like stars in it.
I remember that one. Yeah,
cinematically, it didn't just look that great, but the idea of like going back in time and trying to like see the past meet up with the present. It was a good idea. That franchise desperately needs revisiting because you just can't beat the original Pumpkinhead movie. It's just a good story.
I agree. It was a great movie.
Now, Anthony asked a good question for my number 6. Was Pennywise the Clown? Are we talking about the original Pennywise or the current Pennywise?
I always say original. Tim Curry, you just couldn't beat him.
But I'm pretty sure.
I do remember him giving Bill Skarsgård his blessing to do it.
But I'm wanting to say, and I could be wrong, that in an interview he had seen what they did with the new It movies, and he was like good with it. Like he got it, gave it his thumbs up.
Now I got to tell you,
And
man,
rightfully so, because Tim Curry's the OG.
oh yeah,
So he'll always get mad respect, but like this new one is a whole different ball game.
it is.
The
And
creepiness.
if I'd have seen the remake of it first, I'd have been like, oh yeah, Bill's got it all the way.
Well, here's
with Tim Curry, man. That was the stuff dreams and nightmares were created out of.
well, you got to think about something, and people don't realize this unless they're our age. And some people don't even know what this means, but that was a made for TV movie. It was not a box office movie. It was made for television. And
I remember
for it
watching
to
it
be a
on
made for TV movie to get that level of icon status, because made for TV movies when we were kids are basically the modern straight to DVD. Like they didn't have a box office release at all.
Well, they were also
Like the network
rated-
television channel
rated
paid to get a movie made.
But it was on regular TV. It wasn't on box office.
Yeah, it didn't go to the theaters. You couldn't see it in theaters. You saw it on your regular program channels. Now later on, you could go buy like I think a VHS version of it or something like that. But
yeah, you could rent it after that.
But it's very, very seldom that a made for TV movie is even remembered, much less thrown into like iconic, franchises.
Oh yeah, you can never watch it on regular TV now.
Where's my 8? I gotta go Hannibal Lecter on number 8, man. That Silence of the Lambs. It was so good because you had two good storylines going at the same time. Well, you had multiple storylines. You had the story of Clarice, right?
Clarice.
And you had the Hannibal Lecter thing and the relationship they were building there. And then you had the whole Buffalo Bill thing going on at the same time. And then it wound up being like an escape thing. Like there's just so many subplots in that movie. And it was so different for the time. And it's not really a slasher film. It's like a psychological horror thriller.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't even a horror. It was just one of those psychological, kind of like The Cell.
Yeah.
Which is an underrated movie right there.
Yeah, I agree. With Jennifer Lopez.
Yeah.
I could say a lot more about Silence of the Lambs, but number 9, I put Art the Clown, man, because I'm so proud to see a modern movie that comes out that gets like kids interested in those kind of movies again. Because like some kids nowadays look at like Freddy and Jason and stuff. It's like, that's what my parents liked. But like this is a slasher film and a great character that was created without a franchise, without the backing of any major studio. This was completely crowdfunded.
The way all original horror films were, basically.
Well, they weren't crowdfunded, but they were very low budget.
Very low budget.
A lot of people back in the 80s and 70s when they were making slasher films, they described it as a lot of the process was thought about like you're this far away. And for those that aren't watching, I'm doing the whole, thumb and finger close together. They're this far away from porn.
That's why they thought of horror and slasher back then. Yeah.
And then they kept trying to rate it X too. And that's why was it MPA or MPAA, whatever you call it?
NPAA.
They kept making them cut down on the violence and the blood because they were threatening to give them an X rating if they didn't tone it down, which nowadays, by God, you could do anything.
Well, that's the reason I Spit on Your Grave was banned in so many countries at that time when it first come out.
There's been a lot of horror movies that are banned in other countries. All right, where was I at? Art the Clown. Yeah. I had to give him some love, man, because I'm glad that they're really keeping it alive for the slasher films. I think people that are like in their teens and 20s are watching Art the Clown movies and being like, maybe I need to go back and watch some other slashers.
Well, that movie could have very well fit in the 80s
Absolutely.
and been right at home.
Absolutely. Number 10, I gave to Ghostface. And here's the thing. If I did this list, I think yesterday or day before. If I did this list again tomorrow, some of these may be different. It's sort of like how am I feeling today? Because again, I love all these. But the Scream franchise was another one that I was like, wow, this was like in the 90s, a decade after all the classic slashers, and it really brings you back to it. It was like the Terrifier of the 90s, kind of.
Yeah.
And it's been consistent.
It had one of the best twists in it.
Best twist. And now they've kind of reinvented themselves and still to this day are relevant.
Like I don't think I've seen any of the new ones.
I have, and they're good.
Or the the little TV show they had, series.
I didn't know they had a TV show.
Yeah, there was a series about it for a little bit.
11 was Chucky. I like me some Chucky. He got more funny than scary at the end, but like that original Child's Play movie.
Ooh, son.
That shit was weird, man. And they used all part. There was no such thing as CGI. Number 12, I have The Creeper from Jeepers Creepers. That's a great movie.
Yeah.
I would have had him. Actually, I would have had him higher up because I just really love that movie, the original. But that franchise as a whole kind of got weird. It sort of like got like, you remember that movie Tremors?
Yeah.
And then like they had to up the ante every movie after that. So now the Graboids can come up on land, and then they could walk, and then they could fly, and then they could like live underwater, and then they could like live in space. Like it just got kind of crazy for me.
Well, it went from more of a horror movie to
science fiction,
funny science fiction kind of.
Yeah, it got a little ridiculous, and
after 2, it just went downhill, and that's when it just become a feel good funny movie to watch.
Jeepers Creepers is a solid part 1 for sure. And the last but not least, and the only reason I put this one last, and all y'all can say I told you so, you were 100% right. I distanced myself from the Saw movies for some reason because I guess at that point, the what they call it, torture porn movies just didn't appeal to me because I'm into slasher. But everybody kept ragging me, Matt, you got to watch Saw.
I remember when me and Sean sat with you and watched it.
Well, and Anthony was a big proponent of like, you got to watch Saw. And I'm like, yeah, okay, I'll watch part 1. They're like, yeah, just watch part 1. And I got to admit, you want to talk about a plot twist. How did I not see that coming?
Nobody did.
It was hidden in plain sight the entire movie. I was like, holy shit.
And what's cool is I read something that said when he was filming that was actually him in the floor the entire time.
Yeah.
They didn't use
and he didn't just lay there for 2 hours for the duration of the movie. He laid there for every take, every cut, everything we didn't see. Days and days of filming, probably. Yeah.
He said he wanted it to be that real so he just did it. So that's method acting right there, buddy.
Yeah. And that franchise has really, really gone the distance. If you think about it, it's gone further than most of these other franchises in a much shorter amount of time. Because you think there's been 12 Friday the 13th movies over a span of like 1979 to 2008.
So under 40 years.
But the Saw movie started in part 1 was in the late 90s. Now they've went all the way up to Saw 10. And then
you got to add that one
spin-off movies.
Not Spiral.
And there's one just called Jigsaw or something, right?
No, it's called Spiral.
Okay.
I think
I've literally only seen part 1, but I liked it. Y'all were right.
Dude, it gets better and then worse. But I mean, all of them's worth a good watch.
And I'm not saying I refuse to watch them. That's probably something I'll revisit one day.
Yeah.
But I liked it. That's why I made the list. The only honorable mention, I guess, but just because I've talked extensively about how bad it messed up my childhood. Would be, why wouldn't we say Regan of The Exorcist? Because she wasn't the bad guy, she wasn't the villain, she was the victim actually. So I guess the demon on The Exorcist.
Asmodeus.
Did they call it Asmodeus?
Pazuzu, not Asmodeus. Pazuzu.
Zuzu.
Yeah.
Pazuzu is a fictional character who is the main antagonist in the Exorcist horror novels and film series. Peter Blatty derived the character from an Assyrian and Babylonian mythology where the mythic Pazuzu was considered the king of the demons of the wind and the son of the god Hanbi.
Yeah, I think Asmodeus was the Pope's exorcist.
Have you seen it?
Oh, yeah. I was telling you about it a couple months ago, dude. It is great.
Where'd you see it? It was just in theaters.
Netflix or wherever it was it came out on. I watched it the night it came out on streaming. It's really good.
And you just rolled over and went to sleep, no problem?
Yeah.
Okay. I would need to call my therapist.
That's the difference in me and you, though.
It's just demon movies.
Exorcist completely screwed my world up. And I was an adult when I watched it.
I was 9 or 10.
No, I was in my 20s.
If I could go back in time, I would like throw the power breaker on the house when I turned into that channel. Like, look, kid, you're going to need a lot of drugs and a lot of therapy and maybe some alcohol when you're almost old enough.
Well, it
just
wouldn't
don't.
help because I'm telling you, I watched it as a young adult and it still messed my head up.
Yeah.
So that movie was just that powerful. But I've seen
it holds up, man. It's good. It's a good movie. I'm not shitting on it because it's bad. I'm shitting on it because it's way too good at being what it is.
But I've watched every single one of them that's been out since then, with the exception of maybe one or two, and kind of desensitized myself from it. But The Pope's Exorcist wasn't nothing like The Exorcist. Vaguely like it, but it was just really, really good. And Russell Crowe, man, I'm telling you, he is a awesome actor. But all right, I'll go ahead and we'll start.
Yeah, we don't have to elaborate as much as I did.
Well, I'm just going to write what they've got on here.
All right, let's go.
If they wrote anything. We got good old Jeff Harris.
Jeff Ugly Shoes. He lives in what, California now?
California. He's real big in the Ren Fair scene. And dude, he's living it up out there, man. Just follow along with Facebook.
Good. I'm glad he's living a good life. I miss
he starts out with Hannibal Lecter.
That does not surprise me. He even does a pretty good impression. Have you heard him do that?
It's been a long time, yeah.
Are the lambs still screaming?
His number 2 is Pennywise, Tim Curry version.
Nice.
His number 3, I don't know who this is. Anton Chirgu. So that's something we'll have to look up.
Well, I'll do that since you're reading.
All right.
Chirgu?
Yeah. Chirguh. His number 4 is Ghostface. His number 5 is Freddy Krueger. His number 6 is Leatherface. His number 7.
He was the antagonist. Anton Chigurh was the antagonist for No Country for Old Men.
Okay. I did not like that movie. I thought it was so boring.
I've seen it, but just looking at these pictures, I know I've seen it, but it was so long ago, I couldn't tell you anything about it. I'd have to rewatch it.
Like I said, I remember it, and I just remember how boring and how mad I was, mainly at the ending. But I won't blow that up for anybody who wants to, go back and watch it. His number 7 was Wishmaster.
Wait a
And
minute.
he said, the rest are kind of boring.
That's not Cesar Romero, is it?
Who?
The guy that he favors him a lot.
No.
Okay. No.
No, I can see the guy's face in my head.
Javier Bardem. He favors Cesar Romero though from the 1960s Batman. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry, I lost track. Where were you at?
That's all right. That was Jeff just listed his 7 and said the rest were kind of boring.
Oh man, you got to give some love to Jason now. That's just rude.
You want to read one of yours? You may just read all these and then we'll go to yours.
Well, dadgummit, I had it. Wait. Here it is. Most of the comments I got were just comments about the list. Like Anthony asked, is it current Pennywise or the other one?
Well, then we can wait on that then until the end.
It always throws me off because she goes on Facebook as Daphne, but I know her as Nikki. Said her favorite isn't listed. Sam from Trick or Treat.
It's Sam.
Trick or Treat's one I need to revisit because I watched that movie and I liked it. But I remember there was a lot going on there, and it was one of those days where there was a lot of people in the background.
Yeah.
And I need to watch it when I can focus more on it. But
the guy who made Trick or Treat is still working on Trick or Treat 2.
Damn.
He said he wants it to be absolutely perfect before he releases it because he thought part 1 was perfect.
So
he's taking his time.
I just need to rewatch it when I'm less distracted.
I'll watch it with you, man. I already watched it for Halloween. I love that movie.
Good. Let's do it.
But yeah, Sam's on my list. All right. Nikki Frank. Her number 1 is Ghostface. She said because it's most memorable from her childhood.
Childhood. I was like in college. No, I wasn't in college, I don't think. What year did it come out? Like 96?
We might have been seniors.
No, I graduated in 95, so I guess I was in college. I was in college in 96.
Her second is Freddy Krueger. She said it's always been a fave.
Always been a fave?
Yeah. Pinhead, another childhood memory with her father.
Wait a minute. I didn't do Pinhead in my list. How did I miss him?
I don't know.
I skipped him. I had him in number 7. Well, I've got all the names in the order that I wrote them down, and I just put the numbers in front of them.
Yeah.
So I got lost because I was running my mouth and I missed Pinhead. I had him at number 7.
Okay. Jason Voorhees, then Michael Myers, Leatherface, Chucky, Art the Clown, Jigsaw, Hannibal Lecter, and for Pennywise, she put unpopular opinion. She's just not a fan. Then the Creeper and Pumpkinhead. Then she has a few honorable mentions.
I like
Patrick
honorable
Bateman.
mentions. Who?
Patrick Bateman.
Who's that?
Christian Bale played him in
American Psycho.
American Psycho.
Okay, yeah, I'm down with that.
Which he played a phenomenal role in that.
Mm-hmm.
Candyman.
Oh yeah,
which the original was super scary.
I don't think I've seen the remake.
I watched it the other night. It's okay. It's
hard to beat the original.
Yeah, it's really hard to beat the original.
I probably should put Candyman on the list.
Leprechauns.
Okay.
And then Carrie, which I don't know if I would put Carrie as a villain.
Was she a villain or a victim?
That's what she was more of a victim of horrendous
Circumstance and bullying and
yeah. I guess that would make you a villain sometimes, but
well, I mean, she did kill a shitload of people with her psychic ability.
oh yeah.
So yeah, I guess what. But yeah, they were being mean. You know, don't be mean to people. You asshole.
That's her list
from her prom and shit.
And then Brad Odom chimed in.
So Brad,
his number one is Freddy Krueger. Literally the only character that ever made him legit scared as a kid and gave him actual nightmares.
Nice.
Which I think that's pretty much all of us.
Yeah, I think Freddy did his job with that.
And for number two, he's got Michael Myers and Jason Voorhees.
So they're tied for him.
He said it's just that classic slow walking, still going to catch you horror.
Yep.
Then he's got Jigsaw, John Kramer. It's a really combined horror and psychological thriller, just innovative.
Innovative. I agree.
Innovative. There you go. Thank you. And different. Then he's got Leatherface, Ghostface, Chucky, Hannibal Lecter, and Pinhead. Then he's got under just lame, Pennywise the Clown, more so the Tim Curry version. You're in denial if you disagree, and the Creeper. And he said he's never saw Art the Clown or Pumpkinhead.
Brad, I highly recommend you watch Pumpkinhead. It's a very good movie.
And Sean Frank told him, said, you haven't seen Terrifier? Clint.
Which one did Brad say go back up? Which one did Brad say was lame?
Pennywise the Clown and the Creeper.
I think that's a generational thing because for him and his age group, he's a little younger than us. He probably saw the original Pennywise like he was just a clown that like taunted people, but we watched it when we were children, you know.
Yeah.
So we had a different perspective on clowns. Like clowns were creepy, man, back then. Like, the only good ones were Bozo and Ronald. The rest of them were weird. Even
Pennywise and the clown from Poltergeist.
Cookie the clown.
I was terrified of clowns forever. But Clint Ritter said Bud the Chud from Chud 2. And that's all he said.
Yeah, Chud was actually a decent horror movie. I haven't seen it since I was a kid, but part 2 is basically just a comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just like a parody of itself or something. It was weird.
And then my childhood friend, Stacy Italiano, said Freddie.
Friend?
Yeah, we grew up together when I lived in Vicksburg. So back when I was like a little bitty kiddo, she said Freddie was her first love. His character is where he got his love. She got her love for all things spooky. Then she says Pennywise, Tim Curry, Hannibal Lecter, Ghostface from the 1996 Scream, the Creeper, Jigsaw, Pinhead, Art the Clown. Then she throws in Crypt Keeper and Sam for Trick or Treat. And Vince Price was by far one of her most favorite scary movie actors. The rest of the list never really piqued her interest.
Okay, I got to say bravo to some good deep cuts there. Vincent Price.
Yes.
He did more for horror in the 70s than I think anybody did in the 80s.
Wasn't even the 70s. It was way before that.
He was even in a couple of Alice Cooper songs. Like
yeah, but he
narrating.
started his acting in like the 40s.
Listen to Alice Cooper's song Black Widow. Like he makes that song and he's not even sing. He's just talking about Black Widows.
Huh. I have to check that out.
Bloodbath at the House of Death is one of my probably top. Even if you're not in my top 10, it don't mean that you're low because I like a lot of horror movies. But Bloodbath at the House of Death, the original with him, is in my top 25 for sure.
I mean, he played the original Dracula.
Bela Lugosi played the original Dracula.
Bela Lugosi, yeah. Vincent Price did original House on Haunted Hill.
Yep. Thriller,
yeah.
Shit, what was I gonna say? Oh, the character Peter Vincent, was that his name? And Fright Night
Yeah,
was based on him.
I can see that.
I think they wanted to get him to do it, but I don't think he was dead at that time. No, because that came out in the early 80s. I think Fright Night came out in like 86, maybe. He wasn't dead, but for some reason they wanted him to do it, which would have been awesome.
But you notice that's another one that doesn't show any Jason Voorhees love.
What was the other one that was a good deep cut? The name of
Crypt Keeper, man.
Yes.
The original Scarathon himself.
But I agree. I love the Crypt Keeper. I love.
He wasn't a villain. He wasn't
a villain. He was an MC. Like what do you call it?
He was just a storyteller.
Like Elvira. You know, of course, Elvira's had her own movies, but normally she just like narrated movies. You know, she was the Mistress of the Dark that like DJ'd or VJ'd movies or whatever you call it. Hosted. She was like the host. But Mistress of the Dark was a good movie too.
Yeah.
But like the Crypt Keeper, she got famous for kind of like setting up a movie.
She got famous because she had really big cleavage and looked goth laying on that couch.
Yeah. The first time I saw Elvira on TV, my voice dropped from its adolescence to its manhood tone. Or whatever this is I have now. I sounded just like this 5 minutes after seeing Elvira for the first time.
Yeah, Stacy, she's a good bit younger than us. I'd say probably about 10 years, maybe. I think her and Cheryl are pretty close to the same age.
And again, it's a generational thing, even though she listed off some really good old movies. A lot of the people that don't give off Jason love, I'm like, well, the last movie they made was in 2009, so you may not have had a lot of Jason interaction in your life yet.
Well, I know she did because we used to watch all of them at our house and their house, vice versa. So,
oh shoot, we're freaking get kicked off of here. Let's do one more break and let's come back and wrap this up. Do you have any more lists?
Yeah, I got I got two more.
Okay,
plus mine.
Let me convert this and run to the bathroom, and then we'll do those last two in the outro.
All righty.
Good call on hitting record. That's why this podcast cannot exist without you, because you tell me to do things that are important, like hit record. Because if we don't hit record, nobody's going to hear it but us.
All right. Mr. Sean Frank.
Get close to your microphone or something.
Oh, closer. All right.
There you go.
Sean Frank sent his. His number one's Michael Myers.
Oh, yeah, I knew that.
Yeah. Number two, Jason Voorhees.
Nice.
3, Leatherface. 4, Ghostface.
I don't really like that string of 2 or 3 Leatherface like Texas Chainsaw Massacre remakes that came out in the 2000s.
I thought those were actually pretty good too.
Yeah. You remember that girl was looking for her boyfriend and Leatherface turned around and he was wearing his face?
Yeah.
I found him. He's right here. I got his face on.
Dude, that's horrible. We're laughing about that.
It's not real, man.
Where'd I stop?
Sorry.
Number 4, it's Ghostface. Number 5, Hannibal Lecter.
Nice.
Number 6, Pinhead. Number 7, Jigsaw. Number 8, Freddy. Number 9, The Creeper. 10, Pennywise. 11, Art the Clown, which that kind of surprised me it wasn't higher.
Which Pennywise, though? Sean?
He doesn't say. He just says Pennywise.
I bet the new one for him because he's like, what, 32? 6?
Yeah.
So he's only 9 years younger than us.
10 years younger than me.
You're younger than me?
Yes.
Why did you say yes so definitively?
Because we always talk about how you're older than me.
Y'all always talk about how old I am, but I don't. I tend to avoid that subject.
Yeah, it surprised me that Art the Clown wasn't higher on his list. Because he really, really talks about Terrifier and like tries to help get the word out there on it.
Where was Art on Nikki's list?
Well, it was about midways.
Okay.
It was number 6. Then for 12, he's got Chucky. And 13, he's got Pumpkinhead.
No honorable mentions?
No.
All right.
Now, Neil Starks, he's wrote a paragraph.
I ain't heard from Neil in a long time. I'm glad he listens to the show. What's up, Neil?
Well, I don't know if he listens or he just seen my post.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Well, now he's got to listen because I mentioned him.
Yeah. Like I said, he's got a pretty good paragraph here. Number 1 is Sam from Trick or Treat, just because he likes him. Number 2 is Leatherface, and he says, come on, chainsaws.
Fair enough.
For 3, he says Michael Myers / The Shape.
Oh, deep cuts.
Yeah.
He was originally known as
Unstoppable.
known as The Shape.
Yep. Number 4.
Wait, let me throw out one more nerd trivia question for you about Michael Myers.
All right.
What was the original mask that they wore in part 1?
James T. Kirk. All they did was painted it and changed the hair on it.
Originally, I heard they turned it inside out and put the hair on it, but later I heard that they painted it white and put the hair on it. So I don't know which one's accurate, but yeah, it was a Captain Kirk Star Trek mask.
Yep.
And he didn't even know that.
It's like nobody knew it until they kind of mentioned it. Everybody just knew it kind of looked semi-familiar, but it's the hair that really throws it off.
Yeah. But when you compare them side by side, you can see it kind of.
Oh, yeah.
Which masks in the 70s were kind of.
Well, it was just that plastic mask with the piece of elastic on back of it. I mean, I had a couple different kinds of those growing up.
No, this was an actual rubber mask. They bought it at a drugstore, from what I heard.
Oh, did they? I thought it was just a plastic mask.
And they put hair on it.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
His number 4 says Jason, but like part 2, Jason, just some crazy killer in the woods, not some invincible muscular version.
I like Sackhead, Jason.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with those Sackhead.
No, nothing at all.
You bought me the Sackhead figurine like 3 years ago for Christmas. is proudly on display in my Jason museum.
Yeah, I sure did.
Yep.
Number 5, he says creeper, but he likes it better in the story before you find out he was supernatural.
Okay.
Hannibal Lecter, he's just evil. Pinhead is just a classic.
Yep.
Art the Clown, but he wishes he wasn't supernatural. Just some killer clown would have been way crazier in his opinion. Which is kind of true.
Did he really get supernatural in part 1 though? Because that's the only one I've seen at this point.
Yeah. I mean, dude, he blowed his back of his own head off.
Oh yeah. If you could survive that, that would make you probably a little bit supernatural.
Well, not to mention his resurrection at the end of it, more or less.
And by the way, just to be not too nerdy on the Jason stuff, Jason wasn't officially supernatural until part 6.
No, that'd be part 3, Bubba.
Well, I have a whole theory that I won't deep dive.
He was hung and stabbed and had a axe in his head.
In part 6, he was raised from the dead. He was supernatural at that point.
We'll just
let's just move on because I could do a whole podcast right here.
Let's see. We stopped at 9. Ghostface. He likes the jump scares.
Oh yeah, they got some good ones throughout the whole franchise. Even the bad ones had some good jump scares.
Oh yeah, yeah. That was one thing Scream was good at, was the whole jump scare. Then he goes number 10, Chucky. He's not a huge fan. Pennywise, Jigsaw, he thought the guy was just a dick, although he did like the first one. Freddy, the first one was scary when he first saw it, but over time, he realized he was just a murderous pedophile and they should have just kept setting his creepy ass on fire. And then Pumpkinhead, he didn't care for it. Although the first time he saw it, he was being told a ghost story as it played in the background. The story was great, but the movie was And he said there are others not listed that he would rank higher, but this is what he listed off of our choices, and he added Sam.
All right. Well, evidently, through all these lists we've read, I've really made a mistake by not adding Trick or Treat, but I like that. I like that we're getting a lot of feedback.
Yeah.
And I like that Neil elaborated a lot on his.
We've had a lot of elaboration on them. I like that.
Yeah.
And the people that did add their honorable mentions was really good.
Yeah. I mean, I almost put Candyman on the list, but at that point I was like, I can't put everybody. Like, I could put 20 more people on that list, honestly.
Oh, yeah.
But because you got everything from the mainstream horror fans to like the hardcore, and there's already people on the list that other people don't even know who they are.
Yeah. No, man, I think the list was well rounded out.
I think it was solid. I put a lot of thought into it.
And like I said, I like the honorable mentions because you can't please everybody in a list.
No.
Not when you
They're always gonna be like, why didn't you add this guy? Why do that? Well, that's up to you. Like you have the right to give honorable mentions. There's absolutely 100% welcome. And the one honorable mention that's come up the most so far is the Trick or Treat.
Sam.
Sam, yeah. Which makes me want to watch that movie again.
I said, we'll watch
on Patreon.
Hey, that works for me. So does Alicia want to go ahead and read hers, or
are you
go ahead and knock mine out?
Alicia, you ready? She's kind of camera shy, even though.
Well, it's not going to be on camera.
Get your nest made. You're causing me to edit.
No, we're not pregnant.
Damn, how long is your list?
I have a whole notebook.
Good. Well, she made her list while we were doing our list. And I was like, well, good. And I was like, where are my glasses? Because she wrote it on a piece of paper. And I'm like, I can't find my glasses. She's like, you want me to just read it, don't you? I was like, there you go. So here.
Well, hey, I started looking at it last night, and I'm not really fans of hardly any of these movie franchises because I like the Damons, where Mark does not. So my number one is Hannibal Lecter.
Nice.
He was creepy as hell, and I still to this day, like he said, are the lambs still screaming and all that stuff. But I still to this day can't even say lotion without saying the line behind it.
It puts his lotion on the skin, or else it gets the hose again.
I'll kill your dog. Don't make me hurt your dog. Then the next one is Pinhead for me because so I had David and Anthony that were older than me that watched this stuff with, little bitty 10-year-old me. And I really just remember the guy being sucked into the mattress by blood or something. And we watched the newest one when I was in Missouri. And
that was great.
It was good, but I was scared to watch it because of my 10-year-old self. So that's why I put it at number 2. My next one's Freddy. I know you love Freddy.
Oh, yeah.
Then it's Michael Myers. Just because I just remember more about it.
Yeah.
I know Mark is disappointed in me for both of those, but I mean, I can't help it. I'm sorry. Ghostface, but it was really just 2 little shits sharing a mask, right?
Yeah.
The
first one was, yeah.
But it came out in the 90s, which is, when I thrived. Then it was Chucky. The first one. Now, he got too comical. So did Freddy, but, Then number 7 is Jason. So, and then Art and Pennywise are only number 8 because I don't know who anybody else is. I've never seen Leatherface. Maybe I've seen Pumpkinhead, but it was too long ago that I don't remember.
Maybe we watched Texas Chainsaw Massacre together after we went to the gas station where it was filmed.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm positive on that, even though nobody heard what Mark just said.
Me and you went to the gas station where it was filmed.
I mean, I know that we did that.
And watched it.
But I don't remember it. We was probably drunk, baby.
We were drinking.
But I will say this as my honorable mention, and Anthony and I agreed on this when we stopped back by Gulf Shores on our way from Miami. None of these people are scarier than the old preacher man from Poltergeist.
I don't know.
He was on my first list that I ever did with y'all.
Yeah.
The old man in Poltergeist. He's creepy he's creepy. Like, he's scary. He's the things that nightmares are made of.
Scary, but is he a villain? Because he was trying to warn him, wasn't he?
No, he was trying to get Carol Ann to go to the light. He was trying to take her away. And I don't know. It's been a long time since I watched any of the Poltergeist, but like
it's been a long time since I watched the original. Yeah.
I'm scared right now because I can just see his old creepy face.
And what's funny is a lot of
long teeth. Ugh.
A lot of people posted him as a meme on my page for Halloween. There was like nothing scarier, and then they posted that guy's picture.
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna do my honorable mentions first.
But like I said, here's my question to Alicia. It's a very good list, by the way. But to me, the preacher, I agree. I mean, that guy you're talking about was definitely creepy. Just looking at him. But to me, he was like the Crazy Ralph of Poltergeist. You remember Crazy Ralph always warned people about Crystal Lake. Oh, it's got a death curse. You're all doomed. Yep. You're all doomed. Like that. That's kind of like what he was to me in Poltergeist. I don't know if I would consider him a villain. Did he kill anybody or cause anybody danger? Or was he just a weirdo?
He wasn't a main villain.
But he was trying to get her to go.
Well, no, the psychic lady was the one that kept saying go to the light.
No, the psychic lady told her to stay away from it.
Oh, okay.
The
Okay.
preacher man was trying to get her to go to the light.
I have to admit, it's been a long time since I've seen Poltergeist, and I did watch a. And you would probably like this, especially the episode about Poltergeist. There's a show out called Cursed Films.
Yeah,
because there's movies out there that they believe are cursed, and part of it is because the Carol Ann girl died like not long after, and a bunch of people that were in the movie died, and they said that like the skeletons they used in the pool scene were real skeletons.
but you know that was not uncommon for back then.
That's what blew my mind. Is the guy that did the special effects was like, yeah, they were real skeletons back in the 80s. If you had skeletons in a movie, most of them were probably real.
And
like
this is something else.
You could just like order. You could go to realskeletons.com on AOL or something. I guess I don't know where they got real skeletons because
you just get them from a medical library.
Yeah,
you just buy them,
and they were real skeletons.
Most of the Disney theme parks that had skeletons in it in their rides were real skeletons.
That's crazy.
The Pirates of the Caribbean.
Can I donate my skeleton to a Disney ride?
No.
I mean, not now. They got them all replaced, all but one. But you can donate your body to science.
I probably need to.
They check that liver.
How did that liver survive 47 years?
All right. This is my list.
And you're going to shoot from the hip. Here we go.
I'm going to shoot from the hip. I'm going to start out with one honorable mention before I forget it.
Okay.
The tall man from
Phantasm. Okay. Yeah. That's a good one. I
I
almost put him in the list.
He was creepy.
Anthony mentioned him. Alicia just said.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Well, when we were talking about it.
When she said the preacher, it sparked that memory because that's the first person I thought of whenever everybody kept posting that. I was like, oh, the tall man.
Phantasm is a very underrated movie.
The first two were really good.
Especially for its time.
Beyond that, I think there's 5 of them. I bought the entire box set.
I didn't even know. I didn't even know there was a Phantasm 3, 4, or 5. I just watched the first 2.
I know there's a 3 and 4, and I think there's a 5. I have to break that box out. I watched 3 of them, and I just really couldn't stand it after that. But all right, this is my first 3. Freddy Krueger,
what?
Jason, and Pinhead.
Okay.
My first 3.
Starting out strong.
My number 4 is going to be Sam. Number 5, Pennywise the Clown.
Which one?
I mean, I've already said it like 5 times.
I just wanted to clarify.
Yes, Tim Curry, of course. Not saying that Bill did a bad job by no means.
No, he did not do a bad job. He did a great job. He
But,
did as good a job as you can do to a follow-up legend.
Oh, yes, definitely. I mean, no pun intended, but he had big shoes to fill on that one. All right, number 6, I will go with Art the Clown.
Okay.
Just a fresh face in this new genre right here and he's funny. I mean, he's funny.
But pretty damn brutal too.
Oh, very brutal. Then we'll go 7. I'll say Michael Myers.
Damn.
8.
He made it lower down on the list than I thought for you.
I'm not big on Halloween or Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Really? Good to know for future Christmas presents.
I mean, but dude, being on the list is by no means a bad thing.
Right. Like I said, my number 11, 12, and 13 are movies I love.
Yeah. So Leatherface, Michael Myers, then Chucky. The first Chucky, of course.
Oh yeah.
Then Jigsaw.
The first Chucky was more supernatural because it had all the voodoo shit.
Well, all of them were until you got to that reboot.
Yeah.
Then that reboot went all Megan.
Yeah, you're right. It kind
Which
of,
Megan is also an honorable mention of mine.
it's
Even
a
though
good
it's
movie.
AI, but
It's a good movie.
yeah. Then Pumpkinhead, The Creeper, Hannibal Lecter, and Ghostface is my last.
Ghostface is your last?
Yeah, it's after. I mean, the first Scream movie was great, but I didn't think it needed a franchise.
Okay. I mean, there were some bad ones, but these, what I think you should probably do is pay attention to the ones they've released like in the last 5 years.
Well, I watched that last one they had out where all the original cast came back.
What? Oh yeah. Okay. That was
And,
maybe Scream 6.
I don't remember, but it was pretty good. But I mean, it was cliche, I guess. You kind of guessed who the killer was going to be. So now, like I said, after the first one, it just kind of petered out.
There's one person I want them to bring back. What is that guy's name? He was in Good Girls, and he was on Scream. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. You gonna look it up? I'm getting Alicia to.
You're not talking about Matthew Lillard, are you?
Yes. They need to bring him back for one more, like a appearance. Matthew Lillard, he don't even plays D&D, has his own D&D company.
Yeah, Sundry and
Geek and Sundry.
No.
Oh, that's not him.
His is damn, Clint would be mad at me because we talk about it every Sunday. I'll think of it later.
It's getting late.
Yeah.
Speaking of which,
especially if you want to do that Patreon.
Yeah, we may have to do that tomorrow, which is fine. That'll give me time to edit this and get some ideas in my head for what
our next episode.
I do want to start doing that though.
That's fine.
I'm trying to entice people to get interested in our Patreon, because if you like this show and you want to support it, that's the best way to do it. And we're not just asking for your money; like, we're giving you stuff for it. Like, if you give us $1, you're going to get a lot of content that you're not going to hear on this channel or whatever you call it.
Not to mention, you get a free sticker. I had to go back and look up what all you get.
I'd have to look up at the different levels, but
yeah,
I know at the top level you get a T-shirt, and at the lowest level you get a lot of stuff too. Because
yeah,
is that all of our lists though?
That's everybody that I've got. I don't think I've looked over anybody.
If we missed you somehow, let us know, because like I said, there was a lot of people that shared the post about the list, and then there were some people that commented on the post that was shared. But we just looked up the ones that we saw on the one we shared.
I mean, yes, the only one I could find.
And we didn't have any on our voicemail line or direct email, so we just kind of had to go by Facebook on this one. We have a Twitter or /X account. I don't know if anybody pays any attention to it, but you can interact with us there, I think. All I really do on our X account is post a new episode. The links to the new episode.
I was trying to see if I could find where people shared mine and look up that way, but
our Instagram is pretty active, but I don't know how to tell people to find us on Instagram. I guess you just type Real Pop Culture on Instagram.
I believe so. If you give me 1 second, I'll pull it up.
I'm so social media illiterate. Like, my band and my podcast were probably a lot better off if I knew how to TikTok and twerk, but
Real_pop_culture_.
There's an underscore at the end.
No, real_pop_culture.
That's our Instagram.
That is our Instagram.
I usually keep it fairly updated.
Yep. Well, last
when
one
I post
was 194. So.
Well, when I post an episode from the Podomatic platform, it pushes it out to like Apple, to Spotify, to like probably 50 different platforms. But like social media wise, our Facebook is pretty active and our Instagram's fairly active. Our X account, all I do on it is post links to new episodes. So I'm maxed out on my social medias.
Well, one thing you can do on your social media is when you post something, you can link your Instagram and whatever else to it. So when you post to one, it automatically posts to the other.
If somebody wants to be our social media manager and loves doing a lot of work for very little to no pay, hit us up.
I mean, we'll give them a free Patreon.
At least. And a shirt and a sticker.
Yeah. We'll give them a shout out.
And a heartfelt apology. Go on over to Patreon after you listen to this. Is it patreon.com/realpopculture? I think. Or if you just go to Patreon and search Real Pop Culture, you'll find it. And listen to our after show that we're going to start doing for every episode. I think we should do a big one for the 200th. You know what I mean? Because that's a big milestone. 200 episodes.
That's
I mean, I know there's podcasts out there with like thousands of episodes, but like we have no sponsors, no budget, no money, no talent. 200 episodes is a big deal for us. No motivation. No goal.
We've got motivation. It's just it kicks in at weird times, and
we've picked up our stride.
Yeah, we've started getting back in the swing of it.
We're picked up our stride. We're back. When I said we're back, I meant it. And this is the third episode within like a month of when I said we're back. So I'm holding true to my word.
Yeah. We're
cranking out Patreon content and everything else too.
Now we just got to fix this video YouTube part.
A big part of that is what I was talking about earlier. I gotta rebuild a new computer, and I've got a lot of the parts for it. But after Christmas and January, I say by the end of February, I'll have a good computer for this.
Hopefully by then I've got my house started on, and because my media room is going to be a big part of my setup.
Yeah.
But then again, hopefully I can start being over there more when we're doing it, and we can, both be on the camera.
All right. So what did we learn from this episode? I'll tell you what I learned.
Give people a list, and they will follow.
I learned two things. Thank you all for your lists. I love interacting with the listeners, but I also learned that don't underestimate Sam.
I'm telling you, man, Sam's a force to be reckoned with.
We're going to find out because we're going to do I've done decided me and you are going to do before next Halloween season, which is the month of October for Real Pop Culture. We're going to do a Patreon episode where me and you watch Trick or Treat together and do commentary.
I think we need to start doing one a month at least. Just for the Patreon, of course.
That'd be a lot easier when you start coming over more.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's the only way we can do it. But
because me and you watch movies when we're together a lot anyway.
Yeah. And we can try to find a way to film it. May have to set up the GoPros, but and just see how that works.
What episode is this?
196.
We are closing in on 200 hard.
We're almost there.
Thank you for listening to Real Pop Culture episode 196. We've been broadcasting live from high atop the first and only floor of the Killjoy headquarters at the Killjoy Ranch. Love you. Bye.
Love you, mean it.
You are now in a deep sleep. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Good. Now, Harvey, I would like to speak with your other personality. I would like to talk with Big Bad Harv.
I don't think he wants to talk.
He must if we're to help you. Please try. Big Bad Harv?
Speaking.
It appears you and Harvey are having trouble again.
The guy's a wimp.
Well, Harvey has special problems. When he was young, he felt very guilty about his angry feelings. So guilty that he hid them deep inside until they became an illness. You, Big Bad Harv, represent these angry feelings. Everyone feels anger, and it does no harm, as long as it doesn't result in bad behavior. Once Harvey understands this...
Then maybe I'll go away. Right?
Well...
I'm going nowhere, Missy. If anyone's leaving, it's Mr. Goody-Good. And maybe you with him. Did I do this?